supply shock, Bitcoin bull market, parabolic bull run, the most beautiful weekly candle that we have right here. These are all just clickbaity headlines. I get it. But if you look at the context in which I've been covering these markets over the years, it really is playing out, everybody. And this is why I'm so hyped. This is why I use these like punchy headlines. It's been happening. We're going to zoom in on the Bitcoin charts. Insane resistance right now, but just epic weekly candle in effect right now on Bitcoin. Before I do, I want to start this video a little bit differently. So please hit the subscribe and like on the way in. I want to paint a picture here. This is back in November 2023. Bitcoin was around $37,000. I was talking about the bull doors being broken. You see that red rectangle, the bull market doors being broken. If you go to a weekly chart, let me just zoom out. You see this green rectangle right here? Those are those bull market doors being broken. And it has played out once again this cycle. So from around $37,000 when I did that video back here in November area, you can see what Bitcoin has accomplished. And the fact that we have this massive consolidation now above the bull market doors, to me, is one of the most macro bullish indicators that is on the screen. And I don't know if other people are talking about that, but for me, this is the case. And I've been talking about these bull market doors. It's a lower high Fibonacci. So last bull market high to bear market low, you can just see that green area being broken from a cycle perspective. What I really want to just point out to you though, I did this video, 37,000. This will skyrocket crypto into bull market. It's headliney, right? It's clickbaity. But I want to show you something. I'm zooming in all the way down through all of these comments, and there's this comment. Does anyone actually listen to this guy? Every day it's a different excuse why Bitcoin and Cardano stay flat. I get negative comments all the time, and I'm bringing this up for a reason, having really nothing to do with me. This is data. I get negative comments all of the time. It's so easy. Go on any of my videos, probably this one. There's going to be negative comments. I'm overly bullish. I'm whatever. Even if it's at the bottom of the bear market and I'm overly bullish. But do you see how the story is playing out on the weekly? I'm bringing this up because when you're on socials and you're watching and absorbing content, just be careful. Be careful with every piece of content that you watch. Evaluate the data yourself. And especially if you're reading comments and just reading people's random opinions online, there is a massive amount of people that are just negative and bearish. No matter where we are, we could be at all-time highs like last cycle. We could be at the bottom of a bear market. They're just going to be negative. So my point is, and this is me too, this is me speaking to myself, just look at the data. Just stick to the data. And let's look at some data in this video, and we'll end up on the zoomed in to talk about Bitcoin price action. But I want to start real quick, zoomed out, and I just want to mention something playing into that kind of theme that I just discussed. This is a post that I just saw BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calling Bitcoin a flight to quality at $30,000 exactly a year ago. $30,000. Now we're sitting at 68. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we just talked about this yesterday. Many people have. Bitcoin, this is Larry Fink very recently now, Bitcoin will become as big as the US housing market. Let's estimate $100 trillion by 2040. That's 76x Bitcoin's $1.3 trillion market cap. I see a theme here. Larry Fink, I would say, has a very strong motivation to make sure, and I'm not saying this one guy has the power to do this, but he has a very strong motivation to see continued higher highs and higher lows for Bitcoin and crypto space in general. And here it is. This is a year ago. It was 30. Now it's 68. This is now. He's saying Bitcoin will become as big as the US housing market. And here we are right now. We're sitting at around 68, $68,000. What I want to do as we start zooming in on the charts, I want to just kind of get some perspective on this move, this daily move, because what I was really just realizing is if you look at this, and I'm kind of putting aside the all-time high of last cycle because we have a new all-time high of really this cycle right before the Bitcoin halving here. It's this area of resistance. So it's Bitcoin all-time high to this upper trend line, 7-month long consolidation. This resistance area of around a 10% range is what the Bitcoin bulls are battling with. If this gets broken, this will, in my view, it's not guaranteed, likely be the trigger that sends crypto soaring into altcoin season, into the Bitcoin parabolic run. Here's that purple line when historically it has begun in previous cycles. So I was like, okay, what was happening with Bitcoin? Was that trigger firing around this time in previous cycles? So I really want to briefly go, look, here's last cycle. Here's Bitcoin last cycle. And I even kind of just put some consolidation. This is a consolidation of Bitcoin, higher highs and higher lows. This setup looks so bearish sometimes, especially when it's breaking to the downside. But if you study Bitcoin charts, even on the zoomed in, oftentimes this type of rising wedge is the most bullish thing for Bitcoin. And last cycle, it proved out to be true. And what I noticed was in that consolidation breakout, there's that purple line. Bitcoin was pretty much after the breakout testing all-time highs. And just in that moment of breakouts and testing all-time highs, it went parabolic. And here's altcoin season. Altcoins went crazy too. Now, not only that, we can kind of even take this previous swing high before that cycle, before that Bitcoin halving, and you can just see Bitcoin at the upper end of this breakout area was testing that area as well. So that's very similar vibes to where Bitcoin is right now in its own consolidation, this massive falling broadening wedge at the upper trend line. And there again is altcoin season. We go back 2 cycles, gives us a little bit of a different take on Bitcoin, right? So there's last cycle, the breakout around this time. And then we go back all the way back here. This is like the 2017 area. And you can just see Bitcoin, we can probably put some consolidation here. There was consolidation happening. Again, there was some higher highs, higher lows for Bitcoin. And then the breakout you can see actually happened after that purple line. But what I really want to point out to you is it's doing essentially what it's been doing right now. The chart looks different, right? If I can get it. Here's Bitcoin on the chart now. But this consolidation and this consistent just battling with this upper trend line is exactly what Bitcoin was doing all the way back here. Just the consistent battling with that upper trend line. And then finally, Bitcoin breaks out. And notice all of that battling, right? Even around this time of the cycle at the upper trend line, it was right around all-time high. And that's what Bitcoin is doing right now. It's doing all this battling. And I want to point this out to you. This gives us a little bit of a reality check. Even right now, right before Bitcoin went crazy in 2017, it failed at the upper trend line. What if right now we're around this moment? What if we're around this moment? It failed twice around this time 2 cycles ago. We had a dip of 35% to the downside, and we also had a dip of around 30% to the downside. And then Bitcoin exploded. You go to the chart now, it's all in play. It's all in play. We might get rejected. We might have a dip of 20 to 30% to the downside before this parabolic bull run kicks off. We might get the breakout sooner than later. We know the range to watch. It's right where Bitcoin is right now, up to the all-time high of just $73,000, $74,000. But what if it gets rejected? Well, that would be normal. It would be unwanted by most people in crypto. I get it, but it would be normal. And these posts, the bearish posts, like the ones I got back here in 2023 in November, they will be out there. They're going to be out there right now. They're going to be out there down here. But dip or breakout, for me, it's kind of like I see the longer term story that's playing out, and I'm just incredibly interested in it as a macro investor. And that's what this is. I'm just tracking my journey as a macro investor. I'm trying to balance my own risks by studying data. I'm trying not to over leverage myself. I'm trying to be smart about it. And really, this is an investment. That's what this is for my family. And I really am trying to just manage things in the best way that I can. The blessings, the money that God has, blessed us with, and the opportunities that we're blessed with. Crypto seems like a really valuable tool to invest in to manage these things. But we have to be responsible about it. And really, everything I'm talking about on this crypto YouTube channel or X, the videos, that's what this is. It's my crypto journey, trying to find the balance, trying to track the data, trying to make the best decisions. So I know many of you vibe with that. I know many of you are picking up what I'm putting down. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the next move will be for Bitcoin? It is this crazy resistance right now. We'll continue tracking it. We get some type of breakout, I'm going live. If we start approaching $70,000 or something, I am going to be going live to talk about it. It's just getting very exciting. And even if we start capitulating, maybe I'll go live. But either way, hit the subscribe, hit the like. I appreciate you cruising through. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.